Good morning. We're doing our Monday motivation call, and we are just so thrilled to have Kymber Williams, newly Emerald Ambassador, joining us today. So we are excited and thrilled to have you on, Kymber, and we want to hear about your journey and anything you want to share with us, any tips and encouragement that you have. I know that you are an amazing ambassador that was a part of a different MLM before with your mom, and you've had huge support from your mom, which is so exciting. And I know that you are a cancer survivor, fighter, and we're all very inspired by that as well. So we are anxious to hear what you have to share with us.
Okay, good morning, everyone. So I just had to tell you this real quickly. This is like, to me, it's network marketing, work from home mom at its best. So I go and get my mom and I get shellac on our nails like every 3 weeks. And they say that my mom and I are good luck. And so every year on their new year, today is their Chinese New Year, and they want me to come as their first customer because I'm good luck. So yesterday she calls me and asked me to come at 9 a.m. to do my nails. So I thought I was going to have to do it in the nail salon. So anyways, I'm in my car, just got my toes done, and hopefully I brought them good luck. So that's what just happened with me. So I am so excited to share with you all. And, okay, I'm trying to get my setup here since I'm in the car with my notes. Okay, so my name is Kymber Williams, and I have been with Plexus. Okay, I joined in March of 2014, but I didn't start working until April 29th. I remember because it was my first post, and I posted and ran and hid in the corner because I was scared to death to post. And so that was almost 2 years ago. And so prior to that, I did grow up in a network marketing home. My mom has been with network marketing company forever, and she is just an amazing businesswoman. My parents own a very successful furniture store. So I grew up in a home where, you know, entrepreneurship, I think I made that word up, but it was huge. And so I had great examples. And so I always knew I wanted to be a work from home mom. So I joined, my mom is with Mary Kay, just amazing company. I joined when I was 18 and, you know, started working, and I just loved it. And in the process of that, when I worked at a college when I was in California at my college. My senior year, I was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And now when that happened, I really got to see the benefits of growing up in a home of network marketing. And so what I found was, okay, as I went through a surgery where they took out one ovary, and God protected me. Our kids are miracles because it was cancer when they took that one ovary. So they did not do a hysterectomy. So at 21, I almost had to have a hysterectomy. That was the scariest thing ever. So my kids are miracles. So, after they did that, we came back to Colorado because I was in California, and I said, you know what, to the doctor, I want to graduate with my friends on time. Is that possible? And he said, you know, I don't know. You may not be able to do that. I don't know. And I said, okay, well, that's what I want to try to do. I want to be with my friends. So he sent me back to California. I started my treatments, and I'd missed 2 weeks of school, and my professor said, you know what, I don't think there's any way you can do this. I just want to be like a father figure to you, this one professor said, but there's just no way you can do this. How are you going to get caught up on your work, go through chemo, keep up with your grades, and graduate? And I said, watch me. And what I learned from that was, because of my growing up in a network marketing home, I was taught, don't let other people tell you what to do. If there's something in your heart, don't let them tell you what to do. And so, you know, I didn't know if I would be able to do it, but I knew I was going to try my hardest, and I knew that God was going to be my strength and my weakness. And so I was able to stay in school. I got caught up on my work. I had my highest grades of my entire college career that senior year. And so to me, that's not a testament to me. That is a testament to network marketing, watching my mom fail, reach goals, get up again when she failed, watching my parents make mistakes, watching them have people tell them you can't do this, and they did it anyways. And so I am such a believer of network marketing because of what it teaches your family. And so that's a little bit of background with that. But as I became, I'm going to skip over how I started doing Plexus from Mary Kay. That was a big deal because I always wanted to do Mary Kay. But let's just say, you know, I knew that Plexus was the vehicle God wanted when it came along, and it was difficult to switch. However, I am so thankful that I obeyed. And so as I started Plexus, I knew I was going to go to the top immediately. I was going to be Emerald in 3 months like Celeste Gwynn. Now, let me tell you, that did not happen. Now, everybody's journey looks so different. And so for me, what happened was, as I started because we were desperate for money. My husband's a contractor. That industry is up and down. My husband was, we've always struggled financially. And so I saw it as a financial opportunity. So as I started, I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to look back. I'm going to do it. And so I started working. One of my struggles was we have 2 boys. They're 8 and 6 now. And after them, I had 3 miscarriages in a row. And my heart longed for one more. And so when I saw that people who had trouble getting pregnant were able to get pregnant on Plexus, that was a huge secret reason, because I didn't tell people that's why I was starting. A huge secret reason why I started Plexus. So 2.5 months after starting Plexus, I got pregnant. So that's where my journey took a turn that I didn't know. You know, I wanted to be pregnant in 3 months. Not pregnant. I wanted to be Emerald in 3 months. And so 3 months, yeah. So I wanted to be Emerald in 3 months, but as I got pregnant, I'm sick when I'm pregnant and I don't feel good. And so my journey changed. And, you know, as I would get frustrated saying, you know what? I mean, how embarrassing that I'm not Emerald. I told everybody I was going to be Emerald in 3 months. How embarrassing. But a little quarter turn in my thinking, I thought, you know what? I would rather be pregnant with this little girl than Emerald without her. And so our journeys change. Things change. And you know what? Now I'm thankful for that part of my journey, that it did take me longer, because we have this amazing little miracle baby girl. And now I'm Emerald, and oh my gosh, it is all so much sweeter. And so that's a little bit about that journey. I zoomed from, okay, my first month I was silver, my second month gold, my third month senior, and then I got pregnant. And so then I stopped for a little bit, and it took me, okay, so I turned Ruby in January of last year, and then senior Ruby in July of 2015, and then just turned Emerald last month. And so it took a lot longer than I wanted, but every second was worth it. So I just want to encourage you, if your journey seems like it's taking longer than you wanted it to, it looks different for everybody, and the journey you go on is going to prepare you for the type of leader that you're going to be, is going to prepare you to be what your people need to see from you. And so I love that it took me longer, because is it easier to identify with somebody that zoomed to the top right away, or to somebody who went through the ups and downs and persevered? So I want you to know that getting to Emerald, it was not easy. I do not have gold dust falling off of me that brought me here, because I tend to look at people, you know, Jen Hawkins and Celeste, and think, oh, they have it all together. They have it made, you know? And so just know that it, you know, I persevered through a lot to get here. Okay. That was longer than I wanted it to be, but I have some notes here. So I'm going to try to finish so that you all can ask questions at the end. Okay, so I kind of went through and I made, let me see how many points I have. I have 6 points here of just tips from what I've learned on my journey, and tips for you all as you're on your journey. Okay, the first one is, number 1, the point is, what makes a champion? Okay. We tend to look at successful people and think, if only I was like you. If only I knew as many people as you. But if only I had a testimony like yours. I'm not as good with words as you. I'm not as passionate as you are. I don't want people to think I'm using them. Does anybody recognize any of these? Have you ever thought any of these? Because I know I have, and I continue to think these about, you know, as I compare myself. That is something that we will always work on, is not comparing ourselves. It's not something that goes away no matter where you are. So if any of these resonated with you, notice that I'm not going to say stop doing that. Stop thinking those things. Because isn't it reality that we continually will compare ourselves? I mean, it's just, do you feel like you guys could just stop thinking that? Is that a reality? No? Because for me, the only way that I have gotten better at not comparing myself when I am not where I feel like I should be is by my personal development. And I think this is one of the things that we hear more than anything else with Plexus, with network marketing. What keeps me on track is my personal development. And so I'm going to talk in a minute about drawing a line in the sand. And one of those lines for me was spending a minimum of 10 minutes a day on personal development. Okay, what that means, going on, I almost always, I get in the car, I am scrambling to find a YouTube video to have on, not to watch while I'm driving, but to listen to while I'm driving. So I always have positive feedback going in my head. So whether that's reading books at night, listening to books on audio, or listening to those videos from Plexus leaders or from Eric Worre, or people like that are successful. I will tell you, there will be days where, okay, I was pushing for Emerald. Actually in December, I really wanted to go for Emerald. I would find days where I was just doing nothing for Plexus. And I was like, what am I doing? I'm going for Emerald. And you know how I got back on track? Was I said, oh, I'm not doing my 10 minutes of personal development. And as I got back onto the line that I drew in the sand and started doing those 10 minutes weren't enough. I got excited. I wanted 10 more. I wanted 30 minutes more. Okay, what other Plexus leaders do I not know about? And so if you feel like you get into a rut where you're not working, where you're feeling negative, that is like my number one tip is get on and find some positive personal development that can help ignite belief in yourself, belief in the company, belief in network marketing. Okay, so that's my first point. My second point is draw a line for yourself. Okay, and for me, when I first started Plexus, everybody would say that. And I was like, what does that mean? What does it mean to draw a line? And so I finally understand what that means. So for me, when I started, my line was, we desperately need money. I am going to draw a line for my activity of what it's going to take for me to get there. Okay, so for me in the beginning, and everybody's line is going to look different. Okay, in the beginning, it was, I will post daily, at least one Plexus post. Whether I feel down, whether I feel like nobody is listening or seeing my post, it does not matter. I will post one post at least every day about Plexus. Number two, I will follow up on my contacts. And so, I skipped one. Before that was, I'm going to reach out to 1 to 3 new people a day. Whether that's messaging somebody, talking to somebody, whatever it was, and taking that a step further, I will follow up with them. And the following up, I don't know if you all have found this, for me, the follow-up part can be the hardest. Does anybody else feel that way? Yeah. You talk to somebody and you're like, oh my gosh, I did it. I talked to this person. I gave them my card. I gave them a sample. You said, I'll follow up with you. Is that not the hardest part? Because you feel, what do you think? I don't want to bug them. What if I'm bugging them? What if they didn't even want me to give them the sample? What if they were annoyed? All those little, negative things that get into our head. As I said to myself, I will follow up. And because what happens when you give your card to somebody, talk to somebody, and you don't follow up, you have just planted a Plexus seed for someone else to harvest. Okay, and so following up can be difficult. However, that's one of the most important parts. So I said to myself, I will follow up. Okay. Now, as you move along in your business, your line is going to change. And I like to say that you will start to dig your line deeper. Okay, so that's going to look different for everybody, but you will start to progress in your leadership when you're doing that personal development. You will start to progress with your team, and you will start to say, okay, this is something that I need to be doing. Now, I want to ask you where you are in your business right now. What is something that you know you need to be doing or should be doing, but you're not doing it? Okay, that's something like, okay, for me, I knew that I should be starting. This was, I would say, 6 months ago. I wanted to start a call for the leaders on my team, okay, for gold and above. Every day, I need to do this. Okay, I should do that. I need to do this. And my mom, who I told you she's just this amazing mentor, said to me one day, what do you know you should be doing and you're not? And I knew instantly. I know that I should be doing a leader's call. So I want to ask you all, what's the first thing that pops into your mind when you think, what do I know I should be doing for you personally that I'm not? And then write that down, because oftentimes that's going to be a key to unlock your business. Because when you know that you're supposed to be doing something and you're not doing it, it's like that water dripping on a rock that wears it away. It wears you down. It drips at your integrity, because you're knowing and you're being hard on yourself. I'm not doing that. I should be doing that. So I encourage you to find what you know you should be doing. And for some of you, if you're not posting every day and you know you should be internally, not because someone told you to, but because you personally know you should be, is if you will start doing that, then you will be amazed at what will happen internally for you. Okay. Now, one of the other things I want to say with drawing this line is that it's so important to celebrate your victories. If you are somebody, okay, say you have gone 2 weeks posting daily, responding to messages, and you're thinking, okay, my first line is I am going to post daily for 4 weeks. That's my first line, and then I'm going to go from there. When you hit that, celebrate. It's so important to celebrate. And there's a saying that says, inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard. So instead of looking at the full picture of, okay, I'm going to post every day for a year, if that overwhelms you, do it by a week. Okay, I've never posted every day for a week. I have never talked to a new person every day for a week. Set those goals for you, not what somebody else is going to do. For you, celebrate those and then draw another line, or draw that line a little deeper. I'm going to post 2 times a day. I'm going to talk to 2 people a day, and then make sure you celebrate those. Okay, my third point is, I'm sure you all have heard this, is reach up. When you feel, okay, let me ask this. Have you guys ever felt, I'm not making a difference? Nobody that I talk to needs Plexus. The people I talk to don't have enough money. What was I thinking? Why am I doing this? When you have a customer who says they didn't work, I gained weight, a new ambassador that says, I'm quitting, I'm out. When those things happen, naturally we get a little discouraged. I mean, that happens to me as well. Do not allow yourself to marinate in that frustration by keeping it in your own head. And what I mean by that is, it is so easy to think, no one else has ever thought this. No one else has ever had this happen to them. I'm alone in this. I'm embarrassed to tell somebody this. But when you reach up to somebody in your upline that is working their business, they have been there. We all start at the same place. All of us do. And so I can guarantee you, we will have heard or thought what you're going through. And so the benefit of reaching up is that when we stay silent and frustrated and let the negativity marinate in our mind, what happens? It grows and it grows. And that negativity causes us to stall out. Just like a car, when you keep trying to go, it's not working, it stalls. I'm talking about a clutch, how it stalls. Think about that. You just bounce and you stall, okay? And when that happens, that can be such a huge detriment. So how do we get out of that? There's a saying that says negativity is developed in the dark room of inactivity. So when we allow that negativity to resonate and stay, and we don't get outside of our own head by sharing, then that inactivity creates even more negativity. Okay, along with reaching up, something that I found is so crucial, and I learned this from my mom, is to find and be a dream keeper. Okay, now what does that mean? Do you all have somebody in your life, whether it's a spouse, an upline, a friend, a family member, that believes in you, believes in your dreams, believes in your goals? Okay, if you have somebody like that, that is special. And so for me, that's always been my mom. She is my dream keeper. When I am down, I message her and say, oh my gosh, I'm frustrated. Oh my gosh, if you guys had seen Emerald, working to hit Emerald last month, I wish there was a movie of the emotions. Like, I see this reel, like, I'm happy, I'm crying for 30 minutes. I'm like, ah, like the emotions are unbelievable. My mom was my dream keeper. I would message her, okay, I'm not doing good, I'm crying. You did it, honey. You did it. Claim it. Continue to work. You have been working on this. Think about having that car. Think about the joy your family's going to have. Having a dream keeper is huge. And so I challenge you, if you don't have somebody in your life, start praying and looking for a dream keeper. What they can do is be someone you can lean into their belief on you when you don't believe in yourself anymore. And we're all going to hit places like that. I mean, I hit that about 20 times the last day of the month for Emerald. 20 times believing, I can't do this. What was I thinking? And so if I hit that much in one day, I mean, we're all going to have that happen several times on our journey. Okay, so when I say reach up to somebody, what I do not mean is complain. Okay, so I don't mean complaining to them about everything, about telling them every little negative thing. What I'm talking about is when you get so discouraged, you feel like you can't even like lift your foot a little bit to move forward. You've lost belief in yourself. You've lost belief in the product. You've lost belief in the company. Whatever it is, reach out to that dream keeper so that they can help reignite that belief in you and speak belief over you. Now, along with that is being a dream keeper for others. There are so many people who don't have somebody that have ever said, you can, I believe in you. It doesn't matter what your past was. It doesn't matter what your parents said. I believe in you. And so to be that person to somebody else is, oh, so priceless. It is, it's just amazing. And so start looking for people. As you find your dream keeper, who can you speak life into? Who can you keep their dreams safe for them at those times when they're struggling? And one of the things that I was talking with my mom, about my talk before I got on, and one of the things she said, which I loved, was, when you ask a bad question, you'll get a bad answer. Okay, so when you feel discouraged, what do you say? What was I thinking? Why would I do this? I mean, what the heck? I mean, Plexus? Like, for me, it was, I've never taken a supplement in my life. What the heck am I thinking? When you ask a bad question, you get a bad answer. So change your questions. What was I thinking when I started? What were my dreams and goals? Why did I think I could do this? Oh, I knew I could do it because of when I started these products. And so go back to your why. Why did you originally start? And that is also where that dream keeper is going to come in. They can help you go back to why you started and reignite that. Okay, I know I wanted to save time for questions. I'm so sorry. I'm going over. I'm not short on time, so if you want to go over a little bit, I can answer questions, so you can let me know. So I have 2 more points. The next one is, it's not always about you. And it's hard when you start with network marketing to not take things personally, especially if you're a people pleaser. I tend to not be a people pleaser. I am more of, like, as you could tell in my example of watch me, when I told my doctor and my professor watch me, is I'm not necessarily a people pleaser, but even for someone who's not a people pleaser, there are times when it's discouraging. If somebody says no, if somebody says it doesn't work, whatever it is this is where your dream keeper can come in and remind you it's not about you. They're not saying no to you. Sometimes, a lot of time, no means I don't know enough about it. It's brand new product. I need to see testimonies. I need to see proof. I can tell you, after almost 2 years of posting, people that I talked to about this in April of 2014 are now saying, I'm ready. I've been watching your posts for 2 years almost, and now I'm ready. So you are planting seeds, and just because somebody is negative or doesn't respond to you does not mean they are rejecting you. I had one person right when I started on Facebook publicly, let's see, I don't know if I'd say humiliate, but put down Plexus, everything. It was a very devastating thing for me because it was a good friend's husband and it was very hard for me. I can tell you that he has apologized and said I was wrong. And so just know it's not about you, it's about their experience. And I want to also talk about, I am somebody, when I started, that I messaged people a lot. I did what you call cold messaging, where it's somebody that didn't specifically ask you about Plexus. And I had people tell me no, and some of them hurt more than others. And what I have come to realize after all this time is that I planted seeds, because some of those people have now come back to me and said, like I said, I've been watching you and I'm ready. So know that you are planting seeds. When you talk to somebody, I have gotten so many people who don't even reply to my messages, but you still have planted a seed. Okay, I'm going to skip to, this is my last point, and that is identifying your values as a woman, wife, mom, Plexus ambassador, all the roles that you take. What are the values that you bring to the table that you want others to walk away from you with? And so this was something that I would say 6 or 8 months ago really resonated with me, was realizing my core values are, I want people to know I care more about them as a person or as a friend than a sale. I care about what's best for them. If that is Plexus products, Plexus opportunity, that's awesome. If it's not, that's okay. I release them. Number 2, I want them to know that I'm real and honest. I just had somebody message me and she said, you know what? I'm ready to try Plexus. And the reason I am is because I know you believe in the products in the company more than you are trying to make a sale. And so people will feel your heart. So get to the core of who you are as a Plexus ambassador and what you want people to take away. The third value is integrity for me. One thing for me is that I want people to know, this is my joke that I always tell people. It's not a joke, but it is a joke. They always laugh. When people share things with me and they say, don't tell anybody, is I always say, I'm a vault. I want people to know I am safe. I'm not going to share things. I'm not going to talk about people. I am a safe person. And so that's my third one is integrity, is I want them to know I'm safe. And so when I'm messaging somebody and I don't know what to say, I go back to those values. I write something out and then I look, okay, am I communicating that I care more about them as a person? And one of the ways that I do that is I go back in my message history. Oh, look, their grandma had surgery and was in the hospital. Ask about that. Oh, I remember their son was in a spelling bee. Ask about that. So keeping track of personal details in their life, and the number of people that will say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for asking, is amazing, because they can tell I care about them. I'm not just trying to get them to join or trying to get them to buy something. And I want to add to this, I am very task and results oriented, and it has been a long lifetime of working on not doing my business by my task results oriented personality. And so if you are a task oriented person, find somebody who is a relationship oriented person and have them help you. Help you with messages. I had somebody I was working with and she sent me her message and I said, you know what, this is great information, but let's add some heart into that. Let's look at what your core values are so that they can feel who you are and not just say, oh, that's great information, but I'm not just somebody that wants to buy something to buy it. I want to know that you care about my well-being. And so for me, that's something that I even now continually have to work on, is I want the result and I want it now, but that's not effective. And so my mom has helped me a lot with that because she is so relationship oriented. And so she'll say, okay, let's backtrack a little bit. Let's go back and let's make them feel loved and cared for. So if you are task oriented, I want to encourage you about that. Okay, then finally, one of the things, that can be a challenge is that when people hear network marketing, so many people can have a negative connotation. What I want to encourage you with, network marketing is such I think it's such a highly esteemed profession. I look at people that have succeeded in network marketing with so much, oh my gosh, the word has left me. I just highly esteem them because it's not something that's, it's not easy. And so what I've experienced for me personally is that I am a better wife, a better mother, a better woman, a better businesswoman because of what I've learned in network marketing. It's not because I'm an Emerald that I've experienced those things. It's not because I'm about to go get my new Lexus. It's because of the obstacles that I've hit and overcome. And when I say that, I overcame them, that's not even necessarily true, because of the points that I've shared with you and reaching out to others. We're not meant to do this journey alone. If you're somebody that's more introverted, you're not meant to do this alone. We are surrounded by amazing women. Let yourself lean on them and their belief when you feel down. And so the growth that I have experienced and continue to experience is exponential. We have this amazing vehicle with Plexus, and it will not only transform you, it can transform your family, your finances, and your body. And so how do we do that? One day at a time. Draw your line every day. Celebrate your victory. 1 year ago, we could not afford Christmas presents. My husband had no work as a contractor. Plexus was paying our bills, but it wasn't even paying all of them. Some of them got neglected. But this year, I can tell you, we not only bought presents for everybody, but we also could give to an organization in Africa that helps girls that need a home, that need a trade. And so, oh my gosh, what a difference a year can make, you all. If you have a little, I'm guessing if you're on this call, you have something in you that says, what if this is it? Well, I can tell you this can be it for you. And it is so worth it. That's all I have. That was way longer than I wanted it to be.
No, we're not like a total time limit. I mean, we want
okay, good. I'm so glad.
But we have time for questions. But first of all, I just want to, I don't even think I said at the beginning, but congratulations on going Emerald. That's such a huge thing. And
thank you.
And definitely you're deserving of it because, oh my gosh, your heart is just so genuine and real. And you're such an encourager. And we just loved every single thing you shared. I took lots of notes.
Good.
Very inspiring.
Good.
So I think why don't we maybe each person, if you have a question, maybe one question each person. That way we don't keep Kymber here forever. But one other question, I'll go first. My question that I had was, you know, being that you and your mom were in the same networking in Mary Kay together, you know, how did you, like, did she have to release you at one point, or how was that hard for her, or how did you get that family support? Because obviously your mom loves you and supported you always, but for you to go to a different MLM, how did that?
Yes. And you know, it's funny now because let me answer that in just 1 second. I remember back when my mom and I was a director in Mary Kay and doing it together, and I would see daughters not doing Mary Kay, and I would think, why aren't they doing Mary Kay? I mean, what are they thinking? And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm that person now. So anyways, just funny. It was, I'll say, heart-wrenching because what happened was after I got pregnant, I was so sick, I couldn't work my business. So I laid my Mary Kay business down, and I thought, okay, once I'm done having kids, you know, I'll go back with Mary Kay. And so it was nowhere on my radar that Mary Kay was not it. So I saw Jen Hawkins posting for a little over a year. I made fun of her with a friend, but I was intrigued. And so my mom at one point was like, you know, I need to lose a little weight. I was like, let's try Plexus, because it was intriguing to me. So my mom, I joined as an ambassador, and she ordered through my account. And when that happened, Jen added me to the Destination Diamond Dream Team, this page. And so I was on my computer, I was watching and watching and watching, and I started to get excited, and I started thinking, what if? Like, I kind of think I should do this. Like, what if this is it? And I didn't share it with my mom. I didn't share it with anybody, but it just kept building and building in me. Like, I think this is it. Like, kind of like, oh crap. Like, what am I going to do? Like, this is not part of the plan. And so I remember I got to a point, I was in the bathroom with my mom. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, I just dropped the iPad. Okay, I was in the bathroom, and I was like, I think I started crying. I was like, Mom, I think I'm supposed to do Plexus. And I'm scared because I mean, I want to do Mary Kay, and we've always dreamed of it together. And I know it's going to be hard for you, and I know it's going to be hard for me, you know, and I was just, you know, and of course my mom was just said, you know what, I release you. And it wasn't just that she said, go do it. She said, I release you. I want you to do what you were meant to do. Go be successful. And at that point, I decided to start working. And I remember I went to convention 1 or 2 weeks after my first post, and I was sobbing getting on the plane. I was like, what am I doing? It was so hard. But I called my mom, and, she was like, it's hard for me too. We've dreamed of doing Mary Kay together. But you know what? I want what's best for you more than I want what we think it should look like. And so, part of it, I think, is my mom is amazing. And she's actually on here. She's hiding, but she's actually on this call. But she is just amazing. And so I don't really know what to tell you other than, just being open and transparent with her, and her being transparent with me. And people ask us, and we both say, it was hard. But at this point, I'm thankful that I was obedient to what I knew I should do, and so is she. She's thankful that I was obedient as well. So that was a very long answer.
That's so awesome. What a great mom you have.
Oh, gosh, you have no idea.
Okay, don't be shy, team. Ask her a question.
Yes.
I'll ask, how did you build your business? Is it mostly like through Facebook, or you said you did a lot of calling too? Like, how did you go so quick in the beginning?
So I started posting 1 to 2 times a day, Plexus. I think as I started, I made that list of everybody. Okay, in the beginning, I made the list of everybody I knew with physical ailments that I thought could benefit from Plexus or from the business side. And I just started telling everybody. Now I've changed my approach where I don't message someone and say, hey, I know you have migraines. Here's a testimony. I don't do that anymore. But now I do what I learned from Sarah Robbins, where she messages and says, hey, this is an example of a message I do now is, hey, Shelly, it's Kymber, and you know what? I don't know if you know that I've been doing Plexus for, 1.5 years now, and you're somebody that just keeps coming to my mind. You are such a sharp woman. I've always loved when I get to hang out with you, and I know that sharp women attract other sharp people. So I was just wondering if you know anybody that could possibly benefit from these products or this opportunity. And then I use kind of the buzzwords for me that I have a lot of people on the product. So I'll say, do you know anybody that has chronic, oh my gosh, you guys, I am so sorry. I keep dropping my iPad, that has migraines, has chronic pain, rheumatoid arthritis. And I name probably 4 or 5 things. I would love to pick your brain and see if you know anybody. And then I just close it out with something personal, but I get, I'll get people that don't respond, but I got a new team member from that who is she is amazing. And so that's what I would suggest doing now as far as cold messaging people. But so I cold message people, and then I also just talk to everybody and ask for referrals. From there, okay, so Facebook, messaging people, and then just talking to everybody that I was around.
Are people pretty receptive about when you ask to give you referrals? Did they give you a lot of
Yes, I would say so. I would say the majority of people, especially in person, pretty much every person would say, oh gosh, yeah, my husband, or oh wait, I have digestive problems, or yeah, the majority of them did. And then from there, it was just the following up that was the key. And so yeah, people are pretty receptive because almost everybody knows somebody with physical issues. Mm-hmm. Especially that digestive issue one, like people don't talk about it, but I always throw digestive issues in there because, oh my gosh, so many people struggle with that.
It was all over the Super Bowl, right?
I know. I just saw that post. I'm excited to go put that one up.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Does that answer your question, Amber?
It did, yes. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
Okay, so when you reach out to someone like a cold message and like you said they don't reply, how long do you wait to follow up? And when you do follow up, like what do you say to them if they don't reply in the first place?
Okay, one of the things I do is, okay, let me add something in with that, is that I try to hold some information back. If somebody asks me a question about Plexus on Facebook, I try to hold information back so that I have a reason to contact them. So, if I message somebody and I get no reply, a lot of times with those types of people, yes, I have a list of people. I will rely on them coming to my mind again for when I should recontact them, because people come to my mind at Like people always say you contact me at the right time. So I would message and say, hey, you know, I know I messaged you a while ago, and, you know, I don't want to bug you at all, but you were coming to my mind again today because of this, and say it's because she is somebody that's so well connected, or something that reminded you of them. And I would say, you came to my mind because of this, and I just wanted to check in again. You know, did you get my message? And so I just would do something kind of personal like that, a sincere compliment. If there's somebody that is a friend that you know they have migraines, or, you know, I would say, and you know what? I don't know if, actually, no, what I would do is if I've seen them post about something, being tired or something like that, I would say, I saw your post about this, and here is a testimony from somebody, and I have no idea if it's something you'd be interested in, but here's a testimony if you're interested at all. And if you're not, there is no pressure. I always add that. There's no pressure at all. If you're not interested, that's totally okay. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you.
And then as far as like holding information, so what I mean by that, so someone will say, tell me about Plexus, what is it? So I have my basic info that I send. I don't tell them about the 60-day guarantee. I do not give my website. I don't give prices. So I try to create a relationship with them, talking about Plexus, asking them what they need it for. And then a lot of times people won't respond. Like, you'll send them information. So if you give them everything in the first message, then it might be hard to get back in contact with them if they don't respond. So if they respond, always make sure you have some things in your back pocket that you can go and say, oh my gosh, did I mention that we have a 60-day guarantee? And so just little things like that to get back in touch with them can be super, super helpful.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
What about people that say that they're gonna sign up and then they just keep you like hanging? And do you like have something that you
Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So people like that, it's kind of depends on the person. One of the things that I will do is getting to a conversation with them, asking them about their life. A lot of times they'll say, I'm so stressed, I'm so tired, whatever it is, and say, you know what, now that you've mentioned that, you know, I know we had talked about you joining or ordering, whatever it was, you know, are you in a place where you're ready to do that? If there's no answer, or if they say something, oh yeah, I want to do that, then I would say, can I ask what's stopping you? I would say the majority of people are either going to say, I'm so busy, I have no time, I forget when I get online, or they'll say finances. If they say, I'm so busy, I just keep forgetting, yes, I want to do that, I'll be honest and tell you that I will say, would it help you if I did it for you? Mm-hmm. I'm not saying that this is like the right way to do it, but this is how I've gotten a lot of people to order or join. And I'll say, if you are okay giving me your info, I will do it for you. And so that is something that I've done for a lot of people, and they are like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. I don't have time. I don't like to be in front of the computer. I hate signing up for stuff. And so that's one of the ways that I do that. And then some people, they just kind of have to be reminded. And if they say, I really want to do it, but I forget, say, you know what, what's the time when you're on the computer? Like, is it nighttime when I could shoot you a text and say, you know, hey, I'm at a good place where I can help you walk through it. So just kind of ask them questions about, you know, what's stopping you. And then from there, you can kind of go in with finances, say, okay, you really want to get started, but finances are tight. When is your next payday? Or, you know, what would be a good time? When do you feel like you'll be able to order? And I can help remind you around that time. So just asking questions help people troubleshoot, because I can tell you the majority of people aren't problem solvers. They just are like, this is the problem and that's it. And so help be a problem solver in their ear a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's do like 2 more questions. Does anybody else have questions?
Yeah, I have a question because I just started and I have a background in healthcare, so I understand how the products work. But I started talking to my family, and my sister is very interested. Excuse me, she's a diabetic, but what's happening to her is that after she takes the pink drink, like she's got energy, she feels better, she's not craving foods, but she hits a plateau at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And she's on medication, so I don't know if the pink drink is interfering some way, the chromium is interfering with the metformin that she's on, or if she just needs to take another drink. That was my kind of sense, that maybe she's so depleted, and tomorrow she'll start on the probiotic product, because we're following the schedule. But can you make any suggestions when people say that? I figure that's my sister, so if I mess up, it won't be a big deal, because I think
awesome.
she's already telling me who she's going to start talking to. And
Awesome.
so I figure if I can like fix her, then that's like part of then I know how to answer other people. Then I can actually give them a better answer.
So is she taking the Slim in the morning?
Yes. And then she eats 30 minutes later.
Okay. With somebody like that, when does she take metformin? Is it morning and night, or just one?
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Does she take the Slim and the metformin at the same time?
No, she takes the metformin, I think, after she eats, or right during her meal. So it's probably within 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay. With somebody something I've started telling people is your body will tell you what to do and what you need. And the hard part about that is learning to really listen to your body. So I would say, okay, we need to, work a little bit with when you take your products, all of that, so we can find what's best for your body. Now, what I have found, some people, they want to do like what's exactly on the packaging. And while I suggest that, I also know that your body will tell you what you need, and taking it 30 minutes before your meal in the morning may not be exactly what your body needs. So you could have her maybe start off, say, you know what, let's have you do your Slim drink either 30 minutes before lunch or in the afternoon when you start to hit that slump. Okay, let's do that for a couple days, see how you feel. And from there, if whatever she says is happening, and say, okay, so your body, that's not working for your body. The next step is, let's try a Slim in the morning and let's try a Slim in the afternoon. So you kind of just want to play with the dosage. You could also, if she's somebody that is tight with money, I would say, and she doesn't want to do 2 Slim a day, is do half a Slim in the morning, half a Slim in the afternoon. So you just kind of want to say, let's find out what your body needs and play with it.
Yeah, because people who are on metformin get very bad diarrhea. I mean, they get different phases of diarrhea. So we're not, I'm a doctor, but most people that are selling Plexus are not doctors. So
exactly.
So you have to be really careful, and I'm not a licensed physician, so I don't tell people how to take their medication, but I know that metformin causes a lot of gastrointestinal problems. So in my mind, I don't think taking the BioCleanse right away sometimes is a good thing for them, because you can't clean out something that's already like not working.
Yeah, not a good idea.
Yeah. So, I mean, I just wanted to ask you that because I know you have experience, and I'm getting people like family members going, gosh, I'm exhausted, blah, blah, blah. So, this is my opportunity to actually, I'm excited about this. So I'm just setting up like visits with friends, like, hey, I'm going to stop by. I'm going to be around like your work. I'll stop by for 5 minutes. And then,
good.
I mean,
sometimes people can be tired in the beginning and then they get past that stage as well. So when they start Slim, I've had people say that.
Okay, thank you.
Just a little beginning detox or getting your body getting used to it also. Okay, do you have anybody else with a question?
You guys took all my questions, so I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, I think I have one last one. Just I know you went fast with silver and gold and senior gold, and then I know you had the baby. Was there any like, I guess you've pretty much given them, all of us, your tips, but was there any one significant thing that you learned that helped push you to Emerald? Anything that you weren't doing before that you started doing that made a big difference?
I would say that I had an aha moment. When I started Plexus, Shannon Crew is she's my strongest leg. She's working for Emerald too, but she and I were talking, and one of the things we always heard was, you're going to hit a point in your business where things snowball. Things are going to snowball to Emerald. Things are going to snowball. And I think we both kept thinking we would hit a rank and wouldn't have to work as much. And so when I went, I earned a photo shoot with Jen Hawkins in November. And when I went to that, we were all talking, and she started talking about different people would hit a rank and stop working because they felt like they had made it. And I realized I had an aha moment that I was doing that the times when I was having slumps or things weren't going as fast, it was because I was not personally adding people to my team. I was not adding new customers. And so the biggest thing is always your personal activity. Things are caught, not taught. Your team's going to do what you're doing. So if you stop being proactive, you know, I was still posting, but I wasn't actively trying to add and grow my team. I wanted them to do it for me. So I got lazy. So I would say that was the aha moment for me. And so what I did personally, I did a 24 contacts in 24 hours when I realized that. And I did it 3 weeks in a row. And that jump started my business to where, yes, I contacted a ton of people. I learned my odds was that I got 6 out of 6 people contacted, I would get 1 positive response in terms of becoming customer or ambassador. And then from there, as I was messaging and being proactive, I mean, it's like magic, like people out of the blue start messaging you. So I would say personal activity, and don't ever stop and think your team's going to do it for you.
That's excellent. Very good.
And then if anybody else has a question, that's fine. But as we get off the call, I just want to ask you all because I know I gave a lot of information, is put a star by what was one thing that really stuck out to you, made a difference for you, because it can be overwhelming when you get a lot of tips. And take that and run with it and see how that one thing or 2 things can really help you in your business and really start to create.
That's awesome. Anyone have one last question, or are we good? Okay, I think we're good. Thank you again so much, Kymber. We really appreciate it. And I, for one, can't wait to meet you in person at conventions.
Yes, that'll be awesome. And I would love to, Kymber Kelly Williams, you probably all saw my name. If there's things that stood out today, I'd love for you to Facebook message me and tell me. I'd love to hear about that.
That's awesome. And I'm going to repost your Destination Diamond call for everyone on the team.
Oh, okay. Sounds good.
So,
okay. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day.
You too.